Aita for skipping Christmas with my parents since they won't treat me like an adult? Okay, I need to vent and get some outside perspective because I'm genuinely torn about whether I'm the jerk here. I'm 27F, been with my boyfriend 33M for almost 2 years, and we're pretty serious. Planning to get married someday, but we're not rushing it. The issue is my parents, mostly my mom, who still treat me like I'm 16, and it's caused a big blow-up over Christmas. I ended up skipping their holiday plans to visit my boyfriend's parents instead. And now my family's blowing up my phone, calling me an asshole for lying, and making them look bad online. I'm sitting here wondering if I'm in the wrong or if they're overreacting. This is gonna be long because there's a lot to unpack, so bear with me. For some background, I grew up in a smallish town in the Midwest with my parents. Mom's 55, Dad's 58, and 2 younger sisters, Emily, 24, and Sarah, 21. My parents are super traditional, like church every Sunday. Family values kind of people. Growing up, there were strict rules. No boys in my room with the door closed, no co-ed sleepovers, that kind of thing. I get it, I was a kid and they were doing their parenting thing. But I'm 27 now, have a solid job as a graphic designer, pay my own rent, and live with my boyfriend, Jake, in a city about 6 hours away from my parents. You'd think they'd start seeing me as an adult, but nope, especially not my mom. She's got this need to control everything, and if you don't follow her script, she gets all passive-aggressive. My dad's the opposite. He's chill, loves talking about baseball or craft beer, and we've always been close. But when it comes to family drama, he just stays quiet to avoid rocking the boat, which is kind of frustrating. My sisters are still kinda under my mom's thumb. Emily's in grad school, Sarah's in college, and they both live closer to home, so they tend to side with her to keep the peace. Jake, my boyfriend, is amazing. He's a software engineer, super patient, and has this dry humor that I love. His parents are retired and live in a condo in Mexico, and they're the complete opposite of my family. Totally relaxed, no judgment, just happy to hang out. They don't care that we're not married or that we live together, and it's such a breath of fresh air. The problem with my family started last summer when Jake and I visited my parents for a week. It's a long drive, so we usually stay a few days to make it worth it. My mom has this rule that we can't share a bed under her roof because we're not married. I know it sounds like something from a different century, but she's dead serious. Back when I was younger, like 19 or 20, I didn't push back because I was still partly living at home. But now, I'm a grown woman and Jake and I live together. Sleeping in separate rooms feels ridiculous, like we're sneaking around in high school or something. Last summer, Jake suggested we book a hotel nearby so we could have some privacy and, honestly, a decent bed. The guest room at my parents' has this creaky twin bed that's probably older than me, and the basement pull-out couch is no better. Plus, we wanted to be able to act like a normal couple without feeling like we're breaking some sacred rule. So we got a nice hotel 10 minutes away. And I told my mom it was just for comfort and to respect her rules about not sharing a bed in her house. I thought she'd be okay with it since we weren't technically breaking her rule. Big mistake. She was so offended. She didn't yell, but she did that thing where she'd bring it up constantly in this hurt tone. Like at breakfast she'd say, "I just don't see why you can't stay here like a family." Or at dinner, "It's so inconvenient to have you all the way at a hotel." It got so bad that Jake and I were dreading every meal because we knew she'd make some snarky comment. I tried explaining that we were just trying to respect her rules while also being comfortable, but she acted like we were slapping her in the face. By the end of the trip, she cornered me and made me promise not to pull that hotel stunt again if we visited. I said okay just to get her to drop it, but I was already so annoyed. Fast forward to this fall, and Jake and I started talking about holiday plans. My parents go all out for Christmas. Big dinner, church service, decorating the house like it's a Hallmark movie. It's not really my thing anymore. I'm not super religious, but I usually go because it's tradition, and I like seeing my dad and sisters. But the thought of dealing with my mom's rules again, especially after the summer drama, was exhausting. Jake suggested we visit his parents in Mexico instead. They live in this gorgeous condo on the Caribbean, and they're so laid back. They don't care about Christmas as a religious thing, so it's just about spending time together, eating good food, and relaxing by the beach. It sounded like paradise compared to tiptoeing around my mom's feelings for a week. I was all in, but here's where I might have messed up. I didn't tell my parents we weren't coming for Christmas. I know that sounds bad, but let me explain. Every time I try to talk to my mom about something that doesn't fit her plan, it turns into a huge thing. Either she guilt trips me, after all we've done for you, or it's a full-on argument where she talks over me. I figured it'd be easier to just not say anything until we were already in Mexico. Plus, at Thanksgiving, my mom asked me point blank if I was keeping my promise about not staying at a hotel for Christmas. I told her the truth. We wouldn't be staying at a hotel. I just didn't mention we wouldn't be there at all. Technically, I didn't lie, but I knew what she was assuming, and I let her assume it. Maybe that was a coward move, but I just didn't have the energy for another fight. So, we flew to Mexico a couple of days before Christmas, and it's been incredible. Jake's parents are so welcoming, the weather's perfect, and I've been waking up to this amazing view of the Caribbean from their balcony. It's the most relaxed I've felt in forever. No drama, no rules, just good vibes. Jake's mom made us these amazing tacos the first night, and we've been spending our days walking along the beach or chilling by the pool. I was starting to think I'd made the right call, but then I made the dumb mistake of checking my phone on Christmas Day. I had a ton of notifications from Facebook, and when I looked, my mom and sisters had posted all this passive-aggressive stuff about me. My mom's post was like, "Missing my daughter this Christmas. Wish she'd be honest with her family instead of sneaking around." Emily commented something about how some people don't care about family traditions. Sarah posted a meme about, "When your family ditches you for no reason." I was livid. They didn't even try to call or text me first. They just went straight to blasting me on social media for all their friends and our extended family to see. I felt so betrayed, like they were trying to paint me as the bad guy without even giving me a chance to explain. I'll be honest, I was a little tipsy from some margaritas when I saw all this, and I probably should have put my phone down, but I didn't. I commented on my mom's post. "It's ridiculous that you're trying to control who I share a room with at 27. I kept my promise. I'm not staying at a hotel. And if you're gonna blast me on Facebook, don't expect me to show up for a while." Yeah, not my proudest moment. Jake tried to talk me out of posting, saying it'd just make things worse, but I was so mad I hit send anyway. The fallout was instant. My mom's church friends started commenting, and it was a mix. Some were like, "Your daughter's being so disrespectful," but others were like, "She's an adult, let her live her life." My sisters jumped in the group chat, saying I was making mom cry and ruining Christmas. By the next morning, my mom had taken down her post, probably because more people were siding with me than she expected. But then the texts and voicemails started pouring in. My mom left a long voicemail about how hurt she was, how I lied by omission, and how I made her look like a bad mom online. Emily texted me saying I was an asshole for calling mom out in public. Sarah just sent a bunch of crying emojis and said, "Why do you always have to make things hard?" I tried to respond calmly, texting back, "Did you think posting about me on Facebook was gonna make me look good?" That shut them up for a few hours, but then the texts started again the next morning. My mom's latest message was about how I'm breaking the family apart, and how she just wants us to be together like we used to. Emily said I owe mom an apology for embarrassing her. Sarah's just sending more sad emojis, which is honestly getting old. Here's where I'm at. I don't think I'm wrong for wanting to be treated like an adult. I'm 27, I've been with Jake for 2 years, and we live together. Why is it such a big deal for my mom to let us share a room? It's not like we're hiding our relationship. We're open about it, and we're committed to each other. The hotel thing last summer was us trying to respect her rules while still having some autonomy. How is that not the mature choice? I don't get why she's so hung up on this when I'm clearly not a kid anymore. And yeah, I get that not telling them about Mexico was maybe a bit shady. I knew they were expecting us, and I could have given them a heads up instead of letting them find out when we were already gone. But I just knew my mom would turn it into a huge argument, and I was so tired of dealing with that. Plus, why should I have to justify where I spend my holidays? Jake's parents don't guilt-trip us or make us feel like we're doing something wrong just by being a couple. So nice to be around people who respect us as adults. That said, I do feel bad about my dad. He hasn't said much, just sent me a text yesterday saying, "Miss you, kiddo. Hope you're having fun." It made me tear up because I know he's not the one causing this drama. He's probably stuck at home dealing with my mom's emotions, and I hate that he's caught in the middle. I want to see him, but I'm so done with the drama that comes with visiting. I'm also second-guessing my Facebook comment. I was mad, and the margaritas didn't help, but maybe I should have handled it privately instead of escalating things online. I can see how my mom might feel like I'm rejecting her values by not following her rules, but I feel like she's the one pushing me away by not respecting my boundaries. Right now, I'm still in Mexico, sipping coffee on this balcony, trying to enjoy the rest of our trip. The sunrise over the Caribbean is gorgeous, and Jake's parents are planning a big dinner tonight with some of their expat friends. But my phone keeps buzzing with texts from my mom and sisters, and it's starting to stress me out. Part of me wants to block them for a while and just enjoy the peace, but I know that'll make things worse. I'm also thinking about reaching out to my dad separately, maybe planning a visit just with him, but I don't know how to do that without my mom turning it into another fight. I'm so tired of feeling like the bad guy just for wanting to be treated like an adult. So, Reddit aita for skipping Christmas and not telling my parents. Was I wrong for clapping back on Facebook? And how do I even move forward with my family when they're acting like this? Also, I've seen some comments on similar posts that keep coming up, so let me address them. Yes, staying at a hotel last summer was an adult choice. We were respecting my mom's rules while prioritizing our comfort. And no, we don't drive 6 hours for a one-night visit. We usually stay for a few days, which is why the sleeping situation is such a big deal. I just want some clarity on whether I'm the jerk here or if my family's being unreasonable.